Okay guys, I've tried to film this opening at least 10 times now. I keep stumbling over my words and I have no notes for this video, so I'm just gonna get into it, okay? Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Number one, that title does not roll off the tongue. So much so that doing this intro 10 times and always stumbling on that sentence, it's always a tough thing to do. But anyways, you wanna know if it's worth a watch today? Well, you've come to the right place. Now, Warner Brothers was not able to get me a press screening for this movie, but they may have been doing me a secret favor. So I decided to watch it opening day with all the Harry Potter fans. So, what you want to know is this movie worth a watch? And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. That's what I do on this channel. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I gotta let you guys know that right away. So much so that I went to London, went to King's Cross, and went to where they filmed Platform 9 3/4, and I was all by myself, listening to the Harry Potter soundtrack and just bawling my eyes out. I'm that big of a fan. And growing up in my household, Harry Potter was the movie franchise. We were a Harry Potter family. So we are big Harry Potter fans in my household. This movie is not worth a watch. And it sucks to say because I heard someone say this once about the Star Wars franchise and with the Star Wars prequels. And I think it really does fit with the Fantastic Beasts trilogy, phenomenon, franchise, whatever the case may be. And it's that these movies fail to recognize the essence of what Harry Potter is. So when you look at Star Wars, right? What is the essence of Star Wars? It's about a farm boy who just longs for something more in his life. But of course, he has magical powers that he doesn't even know about. So of course you have these two droids that end up being a part of his life, and then he ends up meeting the wise old sage. He ends up meeting, the damsel in distress, the rogue, and different worlds, different planets, different alien creatures, and ends up defeating evil and saving the day, right? So we always kind of feel like Luke Skywalker, and we want to be the Jedi. We want to save the day. We want to be a part of a world that's bigger than our own. So that's basically the essence of Star Wars. And those three films, the original films, are a big cultural phenomenon because of that, right? Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. Again, guys, I'm a little under the weather. If you guys can hear that in my voice, I apologize. So that's what the essence of Star Wars is. The prequels didn't really focus on the characters and the motivations and the emotion of the audience, but more about the details. And that's not what Star Wars was always about. The same thing can apply to Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter is about a boy who lives underneath the staircase, and he gets a letter to Hogwarts. He realizes that he's a wizard, right? You're a wizard, Harry. And he goes to this giant castle in the middle of nowhere, up in the Highlands of Scotland, and he learns about magic. He learns about all these different creatures. He meets all these different new people, and adventures await him around every corner. Who doesn't want to get a letter in their mail saying that they've been accepted to Hogwarts? That's what the essence of Harry Potter is. And the first Fantastic Beasts movie, it kind of has that same, that same kind of essence, Newt Scamander, he's our hero, and he needs to find all these fantastic beasts. Totally fine, quaint little movie. But now with Crimes of Grindelwald, and now with this, it becomes about the details. It becomes about Grindelwald is trying to get some fawn creature, and he's trying to create this giant political conspiracy so that he can rise the ranks through the political power, and he can basically create this giant war for his benefit. Starts to sound a lot like the Star Wars prequels, right? Like with Emperor Palpatine trying to create this giant conspiracy. The dark side, right? They even said the dark side in this story. And I was bored. I was really bored in this movie. And there were some fun Harry Potter moments in it, right? Of course, people have their wands, and you see Hogwarts, and you hear that wonderful score, right? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. You hear Hedwig's theme. But really, that's about it. We have characters that we're not invested in. We have a story that is very lackluster in anything exciting or emotional. And again, with emotions, there's just no emotional connection with the audience. Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. Oh my god, again, no edits with this video. I'm so done with trying to edit these type of videos where it's like, I really just, honestly, driving home from the theater, I don't want to talk about this movie because there's nothing really to talk about. But Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. He has charm. He has charisma. The movie really should have been about him. And that's what the filmmakers really wanted, right? And the title is called Secrets of Dumbledore. But of course we had to get Newt Scamander back. And really, his storyline is basically over. He has no real effect on the story as it's being presented to us. And I gotta say this too, Newt Scamander is a bad protagonist. Number one, I cannot hear a word he's saying. Number two, he just doesn't have any charm, any charisma, and his actions and his motivations and his character really does not have any weight to the actual story at hand here. This story is really about Dumbledore and Grindelwald. And I think if they really focused on that, then you could have some sort of deeper emotional storyline to this movie. But of course, we got to focus on Newt Scamander because he was in the other two movies. We got to focus on Grindelwald's political movement. And I'm watching Attack of the Clones here. There's no real human connection. The one human character that I felt like I could really connect with was the Muggle, Jacob Kowalski. But really, the only reason why he's in there is for us to be connected to this story. He's the vessel for us to get into this magical wizarding world. But again, he has nothing to do in this movie other than for Dumbledore to have all these empty platitudes like, you know what, Kowalski? You need to give yourself more credit because you got a big heart and you're honest and you're brave. But he doesn't do anything. There's really no reason for him to be in this movie other than for us to get those Dumbledore messages and go like, heartwarming. There's nothing really there to his character. And Ezra Miller, again, this is where I'm like, this movie doesn't know what it's trying to be. He's like, I'm all alone. You betrayed me. I'm alone. Can't you understand that I'm alone? And I'm like, I can't connect to this character. I don't know anything about this character. And again, guys, I have no notes. So this is just me shooting from the hip here. That's the real problem with this movie. It lacks the essence of what a magical adventure should have. There's barely any Fantastic Beasts in a Fantastic Beasts movie. There are some exciting moments, but really I could not tell what was happening. There was just a bunch of CGI all over the screen. And again, in Harry Potter, yes, there is CGI all over the screen as well, but you could get connected to the characters. You could get connected to the intriguing and entertaining story, and you had an emotional investment into what was happening. You're lacking all of that here. Albus Dumbledore has charm, has some charisma, and I liked it every time that he was on screen, because he really did command the screen. Jude Law is a great actor, and he's great in this movie. Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald. I think he had a pretty good performance, but he's not very menacing. I'm not really scared of him as a character. I'm not like, oh my god, this guy is going to destroy the world. So it's not a problem with the performance, it's a problem with the writing. And I felt a little bit more of that, eating the scenery, over the topness with Johnny Depp, but I'm not going to get into that whole storyline because it's just going to get, political. And of course you have Ezra Miller in here as well, so that's a bit, suspect. But again, this movie is just lacking that magic. And that's the real problem with it. And I'm just really, really bored. And again, like the Star Wars prequels, there are some interesting ideas here, but it's lacking in that magic. And I'm thinking to myself, Harry Potter is a movie that could be enjoyed by an entire family. I don't know who this movie is made for. Like hardcore Harry Potter fans who want to be just fed lore? But even then, you'd want to be invested into the characters and the story and what's actually happening on screen. Not just being told like, oh, we see like Berlin and we see these mountains in the Himalayas and all of these different wizarding world politics. I'm sorry, but that is not what makes the movie. The characters, the heart, the magic is what creates the story. There's sprinkles of it in here, but it's completely lost. And I think that I would have given this movie a 1 out of 5 if it wasn't a Harry Potter movie. I will admit, though, that it wasn't as bad as the second one because the second one just got so convoluted. I had no idea what was happening. So for an overall rating, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5. And yeah, coming home from the theater, I'm like, I don't want to talk about this movie. So yeah, guys, that's my one take. Harry Potter, Crimes of Grindelwald. See, even again, I'm getting all these movies mixed up. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore review. I'm probably not going to watch this movie again. I don't know if this movie makes enough money to warrant a 4th and 5th one. I think there was like 5 planned. But regardless, guys, I'm checked out of this franchise. So again, guys, Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I know this movie is split. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't. But again, if you like this movie, let me know down in the comment section down below. Hit like and subscribe if you want to. And if you want to see more videos just like this, of course, that's what you want to do. And I want to give a giant shout out to Movie Scene Canada, my partners. Check them out at the link in the description box below. And thank you so much to my Patreon members. You can find them right here. And again, guys, join my Patreon. We have a ton of exclusive content on there, hangout live streams, watch-alongs, and I give you guys movies every single month. And this month, I'll be giving away a copy of Scream on 4K. Yes, the 2022 Scream. Great movie, by the way. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done with Fantastic Beasts. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Sayonara. Take care.